So we are going to talk about conditional probability. Let's read this question proposed and see if we can solve it with the skills we currently have. Let's read this question. I'll move this pointer out of the way. It says a fair coin is flipped twice. If you are told at least one of the flips came up heads, what's the probability they are both heads? And the other one says if you are told that the first coin came up heads, what is the probability they are both heads? That doesn't seem like anything we've ever seen before. So we're going to need to look at conditional probability. So let me show you the notation for it, and then we'll talk it out. Here's the notation for this. The notation looks like the probability of A given B, the probability of B given A. And that's just a notation. I'll give you a second to write this down, and then we will go over the problem we just looked at and learn how to solve that. And we'll solve a lot more of this in class coming up. Okay, so let's take a look at this problem we saw a moment ago. I'm going to move this problem up a little bit if that's okay with you. And if you want, I'll give you a second to write it down, so you can pause the video or whatever, and then I will solve part A and then part B. Okay, so let's start off with part A. So part A says, if you are told at least one of the flips came up heads, what's the probability they are both heads? Okay, so let's write the sample space for this. I know it's been a while, so we might not remember what sample space is, but let's write out the sample space. So remember, sample space is a list of all possible events. So it could be tails, 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 heads, heads, tails, or heads, heads. This is my sample space. So let's see how it applies to here. It says, if you're told at least one of the flips came up heads. Okay. So this one, and this one. So three of them are heads. So that's the total number of possibilities I have. What is the probability they are both heads? There's only one way for making both heads. That's heads, heads. So this. So the probability A given B. Okay. Let's use a similar logic for the second problem. Now I'll pause for a second. And if you want, you can pause the video and you can see if you can do it yourself. If not, I'll give you a second, then I'll do it. So it says you're told that the first coin came up heads. Okay, so that's this event here and this event here. What is the probability they are both heads? So this time I only have two total possible outcomes. Either heads, tails, or heads, heads. I have one way of making success. So here my probability is 1/2, and here it's 1/3. So for right now, that's how we'll solve conditional probability. We'll learn in the next video how to do more things with conditional probability, but that's what we'll learn for right now.